Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I am your host, Matthew Horkey. Today, we're going to be tasting Mexican white wines today, and I'm excited. We're doing a show where we're actually going to taste through two whites. Really excited. Here in Baja California, most of the production is centered on red wines. You know, when we go to all these wineries, Shireen, I don't know if you noticed you probably have noticed, never mind. When we go taste through all these wineries, they usually have 6, 7, 8 reds and maybe one white, if they even have a white. So before we get into that, I want to share this wine that our friend shared with us and we tasted last night. It was fantastic. This is the Norte 32, Norte 32. This is their white label Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon, 100% aged in new and first use French oak. This was so surprising. This is not even their top label. Norte 32 makes a wine called Tiziano, which has actually been scored 91 points by James Suckling. Not this wine, but this was really impressive. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was really impressive. Nice texture.
Had the nose that I want to get out of a Cabernet Sauvignon based wine. Red fruit. I had a touch of leather. What else did you pick up on that? Plum. Some
pepper.
sweet tobacco,
Yeah.
white pepper. Beautiful texture. Nice acidity, and it wasn't too jammy and big, like muscular, like some Mexican wines can get. Really impressed with that wine, right?
I like that it didn't have a lot of green pepper smell.
Yeah.
Like none at all.
It wasn't green at all. Really nice wine. I would be more than happy to have that. We might even get some more of that. It's just something that we can enjoy. So let's get to tasting some white wines today. Now, in Mexico, the valley that gets all the hype is the Valle De Guadalupe. That's where all the wineries are, all the nice hotels, all the nice restaurants. But actually, they source grapes from 7 different valleys in Baja California. And we went to this one valley called the Valle de Guadalupe. There's only 4 producers there. And it was so odd because most of the valleys here in Mexico, it's desert basically. It's so brown. This valley it was green, beautiful breezes coming through. It was hilly. It was incredibly, incredibly beautiful. We went with this producer. This is Aldo Palafox. This is his top wine, the Tributo. It's a Bordeaux blend of Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot for 2012. We really enjoyed this wine as well. The cool air there, you could really taste the freshness in the wines. The wines had a little bit more acidity to them. And they weren't big and muscular like normal Mexican wines. They weren't over-oaked, over-extracted. This wine was actually pretty darn nice. But the one we're going to taste is an experimental wine. He makes a Chenin Blanc for a white wine, unoaked. But he made 100 cases of this one matured in oak, which we're lucky enough to taste. You want to get in there, get a picture of that bottle with no label? You like that? You like that? So let's give this a little bit of a taste. The owner, Jaime, asked us to taste this and give it a go. I really like the valley. We're going to go there again soon. There's some other projects happening in there. Let's give this a little bit of a taste. Shireen actually really liked their unoaked Chenin Blanc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really nice golden color on this. A little bit of toastiness, banana tropical fruit,
Yeah,
but
tropical
sweet,
fruit.
sweet tropical fruit, like almost like a canned pineapple. It doesn't smell super barrique or oaky. Only 100 cases of this made. This is an experimental wine.
It's good.
Wow, actually really nice. Tropical fruit, banana, a little sliced pear, long end palate, really long end palate. I have to say we weren't really super excited to try this wine, but it's pretty good, right?
I like this better than the unoaked version because it has less citrus notes. The tropical fruit notes are stronger.
Yeah.
More balanced.
If you can't hear, Shireen's 100% right. There's more tropical fruit notes in this.
Creamy.
It's a little bit creamier. Obviously, has more texture. The acidity of the unoaked version is tamed down a little bit. This is really good. You wouldn't mistake this for Chardonnay. No, I don't think. pretty darn good. You don't get a ton of oak influence. There's some soft vanilla, some soft caramel notes, but not a lot of barrel. What do you think?
No.
Yeah, really nice.
More texture.
I think I'm going to score that bad boy. And this is at room temperature. It's cooled for like 5 minutes so I can taste if there are any flaws. This is really well made. Really well made. I might have this in the 4.1 range for me. I think it's really well made. So let's move on. Good job. Good job. Like I said, the Tributo I think was really well made. Affordable by Mexican wine standards a lot more. And his wines were very much value driven. Uses all estate fruit, which not all the wineries in Mexico do. They buy a lot of grapes. 100% estate fruit. Beautiful winery. The winery will be done next year. We got to look at it. So we're going to go to a very influential and polarizing figure here in Mexican wine. We're going to taste a wine from Hugo de Acosta. Some people call him the Robert Mondavi of Mexican wine. And the reason is, he was working for one of the biggest and oldest wineries here in Mexico called Santo Tomas. He went and started his own winery, started making wines. But not only that, he studied in Bordeaux and in France, He came back and he started a school for locals and for people to come learn how to make wine. And from that, boom, the industry started to flourish. Some of the newer winemakers that are coming in the valley have differing ideas on him. So we'll see. This is the Piedra del Sol Blanco 2015. This is 100% unoaked Chardonnay. Can we see that?
You gotta turn it a little bit this way.
There we go. Is that a little bit better? My wrist is a little bit funny. Anyways, so I really wanted to try this because Karen McNeil wrote in the Wine Bible that this was one of the best Chardonnays in Latin America. That's a pretty big claim here. So let's give this a try. This is unoaked. He makes also a Piedra del Sol Tinto, a red wine, which we haven't tried yet. We will try. He's got his hands in a lot of projects here in the valley and actually has a project in France as well. Let's give this a little bit of a sniff. Shireen, get it.
Wow.
If Shireen's laughing, then...
I like the star fruit nose that jumps out immediately.
Super star fruit. If you haven't been to Asia, you won't know what a star fruit is. So you gotta get your butt over there and taste some star fruit because it shows up in a lot of well-made white wines.
And a lot of
tropical fruit.
Burgundy white has a lot of star fruit.
This is super well made. This is super. And from the smell. I almost smell like the texture. Like I would think that this might actually have barrel aging on it. It doesn't. It's completely unoaked. Wow, I can't get over like the sweet star fruit, tropical fruit. Touch of banana nose. Let's give this a go.
Very good. This is very
extremely bright wine. If you like bright white wines that hit you up front with tropical fruit, not explosive and in-your-face tropical New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc fruit, but nice tropical fruit in the beginning, just maybe a touch of melon, just a little bit of stone fruit to me, just a touch. Anything else you want to add on that?
The salinity is very high.
A lot of minerals in it. Tastes salty, has some body to it. My goodness. What's the I don't know what the alcohol is on this. 11.8. It can't be that low. It's got to be a little bit higher than that. How high you have this rated? I got this pretty high.
More than 4 for sure. More than 4.
I'm going to go 4.2 on this. I think it's a really good effort. Man, these are some serious wines. I didn't know how the show would go today. Like I said, we just opened those. I hadn't tasted either one. I'm really, really impressed. It's starting to get a little bit hot here in Ensenada, so it's kind of nice to be tasting whites. We also had a sparkling Method Tradicional from Casa de Piedra last night with dinner. It was a Blanc de Noir from Zinfandel. Method Tradicional was beautiful, extremely well made. So I'm excited to taste some of his other projects. I know he's a very divisive figure in the valley, but man, it's good stuff. Anything else you want to add? Mexican wine. Another episode where you get thumbs up. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel, and I will see you at the next episode.